back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about what I do for a living today. For starters, I do work I don't even know, there's a field, yeah. I work in the field of speech language pathology, and a lot of people just know it as speech therapy, so that's like the simpler term. I am a speech language pathologist assistant. That is my title. So the short way of saying what I do is an SLPA. And what that is, it's literally a speech therapist. I just don't say a speech therapist all the time. Like when I speak with parents, I say I'm a speech assistant. And when I'm talking to people that I work with, a lot of them know what an SLPA is. So I'll say the whole thing or just SLPA. But like I was saying, I don't say I'm directly like a speech therapist because I'm not. That would be a speech language pathologist, or SLP for short, and they actually go to graduate school, so they get 2 more years of learning about speech disorders. They learn about feeding, they learn about swallowing. I didn't learn any of that fun stuff. I just learned strictly like about communication disorders, and that was actually my major. The way I got here was by going to college, and I got a bachelor's degree. So my major was communication sciences and disorders, and that's shortened to just be CSD. I know since I graduated since 2018, it's not called communication sciences and disorders anymore. So I have worked with kids from literally all ages. When I first started, when I was getting a lot of practice in college, I was practicing at the Stuttering Institute at UT. I was doing volunteer work in Austin, working with adults, and that's kind of how I figured out that I only wanted to work with kids. Adults just wasn't for me, and that's not to discourage anybody like for going to work with adults. It's just I really thought that's what I wanted to do. Like back then, I thought I wanted to work with adults because I was like, nah, kids are my thing, yada, yada, yada. But then I learned I love kids. I feel like I just get to be a lot more creative with them. So once I got all of my practice done and I graduated, I did end up working with ECI, which stands for Early Childhood Intervention. That is working with kids from literally birth to 3 years old. Now that job was super interesting. It was super fun. I got to travel to homes and work directly with the parents and show them my speech activities. So I was kind of implementing like their toys at home, and I got to show them like what they can do at home to really drive speech for their child. So I really liked working one-on-one with the parents because it helped develop relationships that way, you know, rather than just me working with your kid and you don't really know who I am. ECI was a great way to learn so much, and I feel like I just learned much more beyond speech. You know, like I thought I was just going to be working with kids in speech and teaching them how to say their first words, you know, if they didn't speak. But when I worked in ECI, I found that a lot of the kids that had speech problems needed a physical therapist as well, or they needed someone else to step in. So it was more than just speech concerns, you know, it was more developmental issues that they were dealing with. So after ECI, although I learned a lot, I left that and I wanted something still super flexible. So I moved on to working at a school, and that's where I'm able to work with kids literally from pre-K to high school. And that's been really, really interesting because obviously high school kids are way different than elementary school kids, and middle school is also very, very different from elementary school kids. My speech goals really focus on articulation, which is your sounds. You know, are you saying sorry or are you saying sorry? The R and the W, you know, are you saying bathtub or are you saying bathtub? That TH and the F. And then I also focus a lot on language, which is a huge spectrum. That can be from grammatical sentences, like me fixing the sentences that you're saying. It can be identifying and correcting sentences and how we form a grammatical sentence. It could also be defining words that are appropriate for your level. It's a lot packed in just language. So articulation is one, language is another goal, and the third goal that I normally work on is around pragmatics, which is social skills, and that could vary from, you know, are you able to tell me how far you should be away from me? Like, do you understand that being this close is not okay? Do you understand that blurting out answers is not okay? Do you understand that when we're sitting down, you're supposed to be respectful? Do you know how to show me respectful behaviors? all of that is packed into just like pragmatics slash social skills. And that's a skill I kind of work on like with older kids. I work with so many students, I work with so many speech concerns. And just like for clarification, I don't make up these goals. You know, as a speech therapist assistant, there's a lot of things that I can't do. You know, I can't work with the feeding, I can't work with the swallowing, I can't work with I don't diagnose is the way I say it. Like, I don't evaluate kids, you know, that's not what I went to school for. Those are those 2 additional years. You learn a lot more in those extra 2 years that you go to grad school, and that's not what I went to school for. I just went to learn about, like I said, the disorders and stuff in children and in adults. So I don't make the goals. That's why I have a speech supervisor. So as an assistant, I do have a supervisor, and that supervisor is the one who makes these goals. As a speech assistant, I also, like I said, I can't diagnose, I can't evaluate kids. As a speech therapist assistant, there's a lot of things I'm kind of limited to, and not in a bad way, because I really love what I do. I do the direct therapy and I work directly one-on-one with the kids, but I say limited to because I don't work with swallowing or feeding. There's a lot of things that I can't work with because I didn't go to graduate school and get all that extra education. So that's why I give credit to the SLP, the speech therapist, actually the one who went, you know, to get her credentials and stuff. That's who does all of those things. So me, I am under somebody. I have a supervisor specific for speech. All she really does is give me the goal, and I work directly with the kid. So that's been really, really fun. That's what I did both in ECI and now. That's not to say the speech therapist can't be doing therapy, because everyone's different. I really enjoy my job. I feel like I get to be super creative. I get to kind of make my own schedule, whether it was in ECI or at the school. With ECI, you know, I got to schedule directly with the parents whenever they were available, whenever I was available. And then in the school setting, I have to work one-on-one with the teachers, obviously, to see when I can pull the kid from class. Flexibility is a huge one. You know, you kind of have to just jump in and out. And I like the creative aspect of this job as well, because I get to make whatever activity I want. Really, I can do it play-based. I can do it strictly like worksheets. If I wanted to, I can do working on a whiteboard. I can do it on the computer. So it's been really, really fun, like seeing my creative side pop out for work. You know, this was perfect timing. I was gonna talk about next how being a speech therapist assistant has carried over into my life, especially as a mommy. When I first started, I remember, like, when I was working with the age group, you know, from birth to 3, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, if I ever have kids, I'm gonna drill them. Like, I feel sorry almost. But now that I have Rio, it's been really interesting just to see how I am with him. You know, I see the importance of some things, and then some things, even with my SLPA hat on, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So there's certain things I just kind of pick and choose, like what to do with him. I'm not super strict on, oh my gosh, is he making these sounds and stuff. I try not to stress too much about the little milestones. I am careful with, you know, is he able to tell my high pitch from my low pitch? Does he know his name? Is he able to turn when we say his name? I kind of knew that, you know, working with speech therapy, I knew, like, if I have a kid, I'm gonna be singing a bunch of songs, I'm gonna be reading a lot, and I do both things. Especially because we want him to be bilingual. I focus a lot on books. I focus a lot on speaking to him all the time. So there's all these little things that I take note of and I see super important. But I also let him be himself. I let him be himself. Hey, baby. He's wearing his new little Easter outfit that we showed, huh? It's super stretchy. I really recommend this outfit if you're looking for baby outfits from Amazon. But anyway, yeah, that's a little bit of what I do. So tell them, hope you like my mommy's video. Okay, that is the end of my video. If you like my channel, so if you like this video, please make sure to give it a like. Just let me know what you want to see more of, and please subscribe to my channel. It'll mean so, so much to me. We will see you guys in my mommy's next video. Goodbye. Bye-bye.